You know, man, I had a client yesterday too. So listen to this. I get a lot of clients that fall in slumps, right? Like it's very normal as a bodybuilder, even I fucking fall into slumps where I'm just like, you know what, man, and fuck this. I don't want to be super strict. I don't want to be pushing hard. Sometimes I'll feel like I'm undoing some of the progress that I've made recently. And my client yesterday, she's actually running into that issue. So she's been with me since February. And when she came to me, her goal wasn't specific weight loss or fat loss, but it was more so she knew that she needed to be healthier, live a better lifestyle, and everything like that. And she's got a great like sports background, so she's strong as hell. She knows her body. It's really, really apparent. It works out really well. It's really nice. Hey boys, how are you?
How are you?
Doing well. But so summer's rolled around, and she's known for a while that when summer hit, she was thinking, she's like, you know, I want to work less, maybe I'll do less sessions during the week, I want to take things easy. But now that summer's here, she's taking some more time to, like, she's been partying a bit on weekends, and she's really down on herself over it. And I had to explain to her, I was like, no, slumps are gonna happen, but one thing to remember is that you have to fall in love with the process of progress. It's kind of the aspect of fitness is not a sprint. Getting healthy is not a sprint, it's a marathon. I don't know who said that phrase first, but it's very, very true, because the thing is you constantly are working at it, and you're constantly making sure that you're trying to improve or at least maintain, which means you have to keep going. You can't just one and done that shit. So I had to chat with her about that. We had a really good low-key therapy session. But I had to explain to her, I was like, you know, with summer being here now, you want to live a little, and you're kind of in a slump because all your friends are out doing shit, and here you are, you're just like following a tight diet, trying to be kind to yourself, but then hold it against yourself when you let go on weekends and you fall backwards. So after a lot of conversation and trying to bring things to light to her, I finally got through to her that you can be kind to yourself and give yourself some leeway. We're gonna do like on-site physical assessments. We're gonna do some other promos and stuff, but then what's really cool is they have like keynote speakers and like slots if you want to buy a slot to speak at. So I'm actually paying for slots, and I'm going to do some public speaking.
Nice. Excited? Nervous?
Excited, not nervous.
Yeah.
Not nervous at all. I'm going to go in with a very slight generalization of an idea of what I'm going to speak about, and then I'm just going to fucking roll with whatever comes to mind, simply because, as you know, I am awful when it comes to a script.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know, and that's super, super fucking exciting. I'm going to be super stoked for that. A lot of the gym's actually going to be doing a fuckload of promos. Fuck this real quick. They're going to be offering, so everybody who signs up at the expo will be getting their first month of gym membership for $1. They'll be getting their on-site physical assessment right there with one of the trainers. They get a free shirt from the gym, and then they'll also be getting one free personal training session with whichever trainer was there that signed them up and everything. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Actually, I'm really excited for it. One of the biggest problems that a lot of people do when they start going to the gym is they feel that they have to be super strict all the time. And I find that that's the reason that most people fall off and then go back to where they were. Because they feel that that's the only option, and when they decide that, you know, they want to loosen things up a little bit, and they start maintaining, and then they start going backwards a little bit, they give up. The guilt, the negative emotion, their negative self-talk, all of that shit just festers on their mind. And because it's sitting there festering on their mind, it just creates this rabbit hole effect of just like digging deeper and deeper into this like self-loathing, not even like a pity party, it's just like this, it's such a bad cycle. Like I've been in that cycle so many times. Like I've battled with my shit for 7 years. I've been fat 8-9 times. Like, so I know what that shit's like. But it took me remembering and realizing that I'm gonna have to keep doing this for forever. And that I can live. Like, just try to set yourself up for real life. The rear delt gets a pump. It feels nice. Yeah, because if you want, what we could do is we do more talking about all that shit at the end. Do you guys want some help? Would you powerlifters like some help? They're all trying to do a side chest, and I'm just like, three powerlifters. Okay, so you guys want to do just the upper body? Or you guys want to do leg too?
I just want to see that particular pose to show up.
Okay, so hand on wrist. Hand on wrist. Okay, so first thing you do is you go cross like this. So what you're trying to do is you take your left bicep, push it into your pec, and then you grab your right arm and you cup underneath your right pec, like so. So like cup it under, and you grab that wrist, and then as you pull around, make sure that your shoulder that's further away from the mirror is only slightly higher than the close one. Don't worry about trying to pop your chest up. Think about flexing this one really hard, and then letting this one sit like this. Crunch more into your abs slightly. And then just add a little bit of like a twist through the torso. Just keep your hips straight. Twist through the torso. This way. For the most part. Crunch in here. Just slightly not so much down. And then in this way a little bit. Chin up though.
Nice.
That's hard. Whew. Yeah. And then once you have to get like the legs, you have to get your calf set, your hamstring set.
That's one pose.
Yeah. Like what?
It's so cool. It's like one by one going through all of the muscles.
No, for open.
Awful.
You guys are help.
That one's just in his prime.
Oh no, this is like, that's my fucking thing. That's what I do. But like, if I look this good at 50, I'm gonna be real fucking happy, and my wife is gonna be too.
I look my age.
Yeah, that's good form, dude. There you go, dude. That looks great.
Just all my friends are older, so then everyone's like, I'm gonna assume you're like 30. Fuck you.
Age is a number anyways. I'm about as mature as a 22-year-old, so it's okay.
You're more mature than my 50-year-old friend. It's okay.
Which also sometimes happens. It's weird. It's gonna be in my YouTube video, probably. I think that's a big mistake that a lot of trainers make, is they try to get their clients to be so fucking strict, and they're kind of assholes to their clients if they fall off at all. Like I talk to the trainers, they're just like, yeah, like I'll go to a new client, I'll be like, okay, give me one good week, 100%, and I'm like, I think that that's nearly impossible. I don't go to a single client that's new and be like, okay, give me one perfect week and then we'll see what we can do from there. I'm like, no. That's setting them up for disaster. Even if they do a perfect week, let's think about it like this. They do a perfect week, they drop like 7 pounds in the first week. Mostly water weight and all that other shit. So what happens in the next week when they're only 70%? And they only lose like half a pound or a pound? They're gonna be sitting there so disappointed on themselves that, you know, that all they gotta do is be 100%. The weight's just gonna fall off as fast as they want it to. Faster than how everybody said it was gonna happen. You just set yourself up for failure. When I get a new client, I take a look at how their food all is. And like I said, I try to set people up for a lifetime of success, not just 6 months, not just a year, not just to get you to summer, not just to get you to fit in that fucking bikini, not just for the wedding, not just for a birthday party, not just for a vacation. Like, it's life. So I take a look at somebody's diet, and if their diet is fucking atrocious, I make them a meal plan, and I'm like, follow 40% of this. Follow 60% of this. See how much of this we can make work for you instead of making you try to work to fit within the meal plan. Drastic success with people, especially with long-term clients, because they want to stick around for longer, because I make them feel comfortable with the decisions that they're making. I let them consciously make those decisions, be aware of all the precursors and all the consequences that'll follow afterwards. Like, someone comes to me and they're like, I want to have a cheat meal this weekend, it's my mom's birthday. I'm like, okay, how hard do you want to go? Do you want to lose 5 days worth of progress? Or do you want to be able to, you know, only maybe like lose 1 or 2? I get a lot of people that come to me and they say that sometimes they're like, well, I don't want to lose 5 days of progress. I'm like, okay, cool, then we'll make these small changes. You can still enjoy yourself. Drink a protein shake, eat a meal before you go, blah, 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 blah. Have a small piece of cake, have this and that. Sometimes I tell the clients, I'm like, fucking have fun. Don't worry about it, don't stress about it. Because the thing is you're going to have situations come up throughout life where you're going to want to go and live. Because there's so many things to live for in this world, and food is one of them. I fucking love eating food. And if you have to miss out on, you know, events or parties or things, or just going out for dinner and shit because you're trying to follow a strict diet, like, that's not gonna be successful for you. So the big thing is like, give yourself the leeway. It's the consistency over time aspect. So don't eat a shitty meal every day. Don't eat a shitty meal every 2 days. But sometimes eat 3 shitty meals in a day, but then be clean the rest of the week, if that's what you gotta do. You're gonna hit a slump, you're gonna fall back. But ultimately, it's about making sure that you keep on it when you're in that slump, that you're still working out, you're still putting in some effort. But I say, you know what, fuck the slump, let the slump happen, because that's life. Just be consistent, keep going to the gym, and keep trying. That's what matters. But yeah, so, I don't know. One of the big things again though, is very much so that any aspect of like health, trying to like prioritize things for yourself as an individual, health is something that needs to be looked at from a long time standpoint. And it's not so much of like just an immediate, it was like right now. When it comes to trying to optimize your health in any direction, it's sacrificing the now for something in the future. You go to a therapist now so that later you feel better. You don't feel better in the moment, you typically feel worse. You're not eating, you know, rice, chicken, and broccoli now because this is what's the best for you at this moment. It's because you know that that's what's going to give you the results you want at a later time. But the same kind of aspect still goes when it comes to if you're trying to find like perfect balance. Because with every aspect of fitness and stuff being more of like the marathon instead of the sprint, you have to think of like the long term. You know, you're gonna go to birthday parties, you're gonna go for dinner with friends and family, you're gonna have cheat meals, you're gonna go drink alcohol. I still drink occasionally. I'm a competitive bodybuilder. Alcohol's awful for you, but I still drink occasionally because that's real life. So the big thing is like, you need to do away with the negative emotions, the guilt, and that poor inner voice that sits there and tells you, well, you already had one fucking croissant, you might as well just fucking go all in now. Like, if you're gonna have a cheat meal, fucking go have the cheat meal. Enjoy the cheat meal. Don't eat food that's bad for you, that doesn't taste good. That's a big fucking rule that I preach to everybody. But like, have those things. Just make sure that you balance it. That's what's important. Out.